So this is my new guitar. It's called the Paul Reed Smith SE nf53, and it's pretty awesome, apart from one detail. I like having locking tuners on all my guitars, and this one doesn't come with it, so let's fix that. So the tuners that come on it are pretty nice. They're these vintage style tuners, and they have these really nice cream buttons on them, and I like them. And if you're familiar with guitars, you'll actually notice that the back of it, the way they mount, is pretty much identical to the way vintage Gibson tuners mount, as well as the PRS McCarty series guitars. So I went ahead and bought these. These are Godo vintage style locking tuners, and they theoretically should just be able to mount right on to this guitar. First step we need to do, obviously, is remove the strings. All right, now that that's done, we are going to go ahead and take off the tuners. If you're not familiar with this guitar, it basically came to life a few years ago in two different versions. There's the regular nf53, and there's a Miles Kennedy signature version. And it was essentially PRS's attempt at a Fender Telecaster, or their version of it. And it's what makes this guitar so special is a couple things, and it's kind of in the name. So NF, if you didn't know, stands for narrow field. That's in reference to the pickups. They're called deep dish narrow field pickups, so they're made with extra magnets around the strings to narrow in on the strings, and it gives it that very cool signature T-style twang and grit. But they're still humbuckers. So what's nice about that is the fact that they won't hum on you. If you don't know what a humbucker is, basically it's just a dual coil pickup that's both coils are wound in reverse polarity of each other, and that makes it so you don't get that crazy 60 cycle hum, which you will typically get from a standard single coil pickup guitar like a regular Strat or a Tele. So you get these really, really great sounding humbucker pickups that sound a lot like a single coil with no hum. It's awesome. And it makes for someone like me who plays live and tours, and if you don't know, like if you're on a stage with a bunch of crazy lights, that's going to make 60 cycle hum even worse. So having a guitar like this that's going to shut up and just sound great is amazing. The other part, the 53, comes from the neck. So the neck is a very big vintage Tele style neck. Supposedly the story is it's based off of Paul's own 1953 Tele that he has. And just as I suspected, these dropped right in. I'm going to reuse the same screws and the same washers. I'm not going to bother using the ones it came with because these ones are already here and easy to install, so we're just going to use the tuners themselves. But yeah, the neck is based off of a 53 Tele that Paul himself owns and loves. And it's huge. It's awesome, and I love it. I've always loved 50s Teles,